Okay, welcome back to Xayah Runes Made Simple with commentary this time. Now, let's get right into it. Runes, Xayah, Conqueror. Conqueror, yes, people use this, however, the effect is not noticeable if you aren't actively paying attention to the rune stacks. Every attack and ability usage equals 1 stack. For instance, Xayah Q will provide 2 stacks because she shoots 2 feathers, and each feather counts as an attack. Her W will provide 2 stacks per attack because she has the regular auto attacks plus the status effect of the bonus damage on top of that from the W passive. Stacks translate to attack damage, so everything you will do flat out more damage to enemy players after it is beginning to stack. Max stack is 12 stacks. Her Q will provide 2 stacks because it attacks 2 times. Her W, 2 stacks per attack, etc. You get the idea. Generally speaking, once this is max stacks, it will provide a flat damage to her entire kit. However, it will be most noticeable on her E, otherwise known as her Feather Recall. Fleet Footwork. This will likely feel the best to use for brand new players because it is the most noticeable, if that makes sense. For instance, the random bonus movement speed you get from this rune will help you get away from danger and will help you recover from mistakes that much easier. It also gives you health back over time, although it's a small amount, it is still a nice little pick-me-up. On top of that, you get a slight damage increase on your next auto attack, which will make it easier to finish off minions, you know, those guys in lane with their robes and wands and shields and shit that give you gold to build items. Now, onto Lethal Tempo. Lethal Tempo is very similar to Conqueror, but it is significantly easier to notice and use. Unlike Conqueror that just silently stacks in the background, Lethal Tempo has an actual audible sound that it will you'll start hearing as it stacks up. On top of that, unlike Conqueror where the majority of your value is at stacks because you get a flat bonus at max stacks of Conqueror, plus a little bit ramping up, but Lethal Tempo gives you the same percentage of stats every auto attack, or every time you stack it. So this means that it will be immediately noticeable because the rune is actually incredibly simple. You basic attack with your right click on enemy champions, and you get attack speed. For every attack you do, you get more. That's the keystone, no gimmicky. Oh, but you have to we have to min-max this, you have to use this. You have to use this ability to get more value. No, it's just literally right click the opponent, get attack speed. This also synergizes extremely well with her W, Deadly Plumage. Her second ability, as her Deadly Plumage will stack this up incredibly fast because you only need 6 attacks. You only need 6 stacks, so it's half the stacks of Conqueror. That's 6 auto attacks, you're already at max. You can easily get 6 attack with her Deadly Plumage, therefore you will not feel a very heavy attack speed drop off like you would without the rune, the keystone. Okay, what's next? Press the attack. This is by far the hardest to utilize, and quite frankly, the least inefficient. No, quite frankly, the least efficient, sorry. For a brand new player, that is. You need to attack an enemy player 3 times in close succession, say within 10 seconds. This is shown by a status effect under the player's character model. Once the attack threshold is met, you get a percentage damage increase for a set amount of time after. The reason this is bad for new players is because it adds a level of stress or need to get value from, as you will subconsciously want to proc it all the time just to hear the noise go off and get that dopamine boost. But you actually accidentally int instead because you were chasing that sweet, sweet dopamine, therefore ruining your own experience. The actual stats it gives you are mediocre at best. The damage isn't terrible, but it fails to match Lethal Tempo and even Conqueror later in the game, like 30 minutes plus, even though it gives you a flat 80% increase of damage. And not 80%, Jesus Christ, 8% scaling. And what I mean by scaling is that the higher the timer on the game, the more damage it will do. For instance, at 10 minutes, it won't do as much as it would be at 30 minutes, if that makes sense. Even Fleet Footwork's utility overall is significantly higher value than press the attack.